You can find a copy on Amazon for $15. Taking it slow. This is not going to be a yelling because my voice is shot. And you're going to find out why. We're close. And I'm not the only one who's saying that. We're so close, I had to do this. I had to come back here. Why? First of all, I'm not interested in a bunch of people hearing what I'm saying today. This is going to be a quiet talk. This is not being done to project my voice through the walls. This is like, when it comes to public speaking, you really can put your intention into something, whether, you want a bunch of people hearing what you're saying or whether you're going to zoom in and be quiet and only talk to the camera. And so based on which place I'm at dictates the volume and intensity and what I'm going to talk about. And then I'll start giving out cards to my channel. That's when we get closer. People realize I was right the whole time. But it's hard to be nice to people when we're being oppressed, when we're suffering. And people need to understand that we're suffering right now. Women and men need to understand that there are bad men and women out there. And what God is showing me now is that with this mini moon coming in this eclipse, there are some humans receptive to my energy. Some are smiling when I show up. Some are realizing that shit's getting crazy. All right. So it would be there at that. That would be there. See, I got these crappy glasses. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, I need to learn how to be a yogi guru. Fuck it, bro. It's time. Share the love. Share the light. This is my destiny. Teach yoga. But I got to have a good woman who really understands it, or a man to really help me understand it. That's it. I'm going over there to talk to the Hindu guy about my issues with women, but including Indian women. But we talked about that. But the thing is, I don't want what happened to me at that mall to make me racist to Hindus. And I basically was in tears talking to the black brother. Basically, this is what you need to hear from me. God is showing me spiritual black people. God is throwing in my direction spiritual black people to stop me from going down the dark path. Last night I locked eyes with a black man, and he says, "Thy kingdom come," on a shirt. And he's tall, and I just instantly know in seconds he's not a demon. He's not a rapist. I can look at black people and go, "You're okay. Holy shit. Oh, you're a damaged mentally ill person, but you're not dangerous. But you're gone. And there's something in your body using your body." You know what I mean? So I have an intensity running through me, and it's not for everybody. So I went to a church today that I had been to before. And I brought them my books that I wrote, and they were disrespectful to me because I was trying to talk to them. When I talked to the Latino, and said, the people that run this thing, and I knew when I'm talking to people, back up, give them some space, and explain what's happening with this church. This church doesn't respect us, doesn't respect our people, and just taking our money. The church. And so you see, I'm talking to this Latino, I'm trying to reach his soul, and they come out, the white man, to get him away from me. They come out because they know I'm trying to help him. They know I'm trying to show him the light, and they're coming in to manipulate the situation. All right, so I'm not audio recording this stuff, but that was deep, man. Me just talking with intensity and passion is seen as a threat. They like to call the cops here a lot. Now, I was warned by my associate friend, the shouting you're doing, you're going to come across other unstable people. She's not wrong, but I am the ultimate warrior. I am the ultimate truther. When I'm going out and I'm megaphoning about these things, I'm not going to be afraid of Satan. I'm here to at least believe I am the return of Christ. You want to believe it in your mind. We all can be a return of Christ. Fuck it, man. Yeah, he's back. You take it in. Mahdi. I look at the Muslims, I go, Mahdi. It's their version of the return. Same thing, man. You want to be that Christ consciousness. Right now, I'm shooting out energy. You see, my energy is powerful. So I came here before and I shouted, and then I came back and I apologized. Listen how crazy I am. Listen how crazy I become. How loco I become. I thought somehow I was 86th. I come over here to the guy I gave the channel to. He's like, "What? Oh, huh? Oh, the cops chased me. What? Yeah, I got upset when I went to a place. And they're like, yeah, bro, you can't be sending emails to our staff member trying to get them to look at your YouTube. Yeah, inappropriate relationship. Yeah, you're busted, bro. Oh, fuck. So, you hear that? Solar flares. Vroom, 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 vroom. Solar flares. Wonder if that bar down the street has any fights. What if I were to walk into that bar with a megaphone? I stay out of bars. I don't think I've even been in a bar in the whole time I've been here. Never, ever, ever gone out drinking. Don't drink and drive. I just go to a park and drink and, dispose of the bottles appropriately. But sometimes they're in the back seat. I'm like, oh, shit, bro, I can't do that. Cops think you're drinking and driving. No, I go to a safe place. I just get it away from people that hate alcohol. They have a right to hate alcohol. But I have a right to party. Solar flares. You've got to fight for your right. Keep it down. They never stepped in to mess with me here. So I snapped basically. And I never threatened nobody. It was just like, if you're involved in human trafficking, your house will blow down. It's like, lit a pig and let me in, or I'll huff and puff and puff, And my rocks and crystals here. And the thing is with your rocks and crystals, it's not a great camera. What I need to do is bring the webcam. But this is basically tiger's eye, rose quartz. I forget what this is called. Selenite. And then fluorite. And then tourmaline. And then terahertz bracelets. So 7. And the idea is to use them, put them on the ground, recharge them, put water on them, let the sun hit it, moon cycle, and then recharge it. And then it has its power back. Sugarite is good for cell phones. Put the sugarite on the cell phone. I don't really use the cell phone, but I have one now. I have self-defense items, but I've never had to use them. And may I never, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. I went driving down the street screaming 777, right? I see people's license plates. I'm nuts. I basically scream out. I let people know, you 144 power. You're like, what? 777. Okay. I'm the ultimate truther. I got the ultimate hamburger. Get away from me. I drive with the megaphone out the window without saying anything because the wire's broken, just holding it up like it's a bazooka. Like, what the fuck? Just like aiming it. Like, what the? At least, it's a gun culture. Make sure I'm not, this is a very dumbed down culture. It's in the air. It's in the mind control. It's in the food. It's in the water. I got full on clearance to do my own, to take over this biatch. You will be mine. Silence your cell phone, please. Class is about to begin. So in the name of Jesus Christ, like I said, I go to this church and they're like, yeah, man, you got this intensity going on. If you're going to be like argumentative or something, you've got to go. And I'm just talking to him and I'm on the way out. So they're not really good listeners. And so, like I said, the white man was the handler of the Latino. And he was coming out to basically get me away from him. And that's basically the theme. What I'm noticing is archonic interference, even with people that don't know what they're doing, that aren't even staff at Walmart. One day I have a mission. I'm going to talk to a young white girl, warn her about the dangers of porn, and ask her out. And this black lady's like kept yelling at me to go to another line. Big fat lady. Whale. And she's like, the line's open over here. The line's open over here. I'm like, no, it's not. Because it wasn't. So she just like was up. That's very odd that she would be up in my business when she'd just be focused on herself. And I pretty much was like, mind your own business, woman. You know what I mean? She was definitely like, oh, the archonic interference is real. Have you seen Truman Show? In Truman Show, he's driving and then cars go like this. That's archonic interference, the puppeteer. You got me, right? You feel me? Can I get a like? Can I get an amen? So the archonic demonic interference is real. And the less we sin against God, the more defense we have against the archonic interference. So the less we masturbate, the less we sin, the less we curse, the less screaming, the less abusive we are, the more protection we bring to us. Thank you for being here at today's church sermon. So I went to church today, but yet you're at church now with me. In the name of Jesus Christ, you will be healed now. We will be aided and assisted by the angels. And again, I returned to the scene of the crime. I megaphoned when I was upset, when I felt rejected by a local business because they didn't want my books. And I just started, screaming, oh, God will huff and puff and blow your house down if you're sinning. And they're like, yeah, bro, just tune it down, bro. The lady came out to like, bro, you can't. And I'm like, megaphone, like, okay, yeah, you're. Then I come back the next day, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. You're going back, Jack. Do it again. Whoop, whoop. Oh my God, there's a cop chasing me. And I'm literally like running or I'm driving and he's chasing me. He's chasing me. And I'm like screaming, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. And I just take off, bro. Go like an action film. Like, and I'm just ready for them to come after me. Like, show me your hands, this, that, and the other. But nope. And then I go home going, they're coming for me. They're coming for me. They're coming for me. Yeah. So my friend, I told you, he told me that, the cops are that dirty and that talking the things that I'm talking about with those folks is not a good thing. But I don't want to be that negative. So anyway, I was at the church today and I'd say there's 3 or 4 people, different people, but they all have kind of a technique or a tactic of sort of, ganging up on a person, intimidating them by just being there. And then just looking at them like they're a threat. So they're really afraid of anyone looking Arabic, just like I thought. And they're really locked in to just stand with Israel only. And they don't really understand like foreign policy. And they don't really criticize any type of like weapons of mass destruction that are dropped in these countries. So they keep it within a very narrow range, basically, a safe range. And then when I come in, showing them books, talking to them about the sun and China and Russia, they're like, oh my God. And then even as I was leaving, I'm like, well, Russia's hacked the grid, right? Like all the stuff that I talked about 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like that should be, we need to sit down and talk about this and prepare for that. They're not feeling any of that. So that's not a positive thing. And I was asking them, are you being harmed by people because you have armed guards and whatnot? It would be helpful to know if you're being persecuted. Like if there's attacks on Christians, well, I'm a Christian, shouldn't I be, And then I told them that I'm not armed and that Jesus was my protector. And there's a lot of people that do the, I've got guns, and they have stickers on their car. And I go by running, yeah, but Jesus is my protector. I don't have a gun. So I like brag about not having a gun and shit via a megaphone. I have a cord issue with the megaphone, and the megaphone doesn't work as far as stand up, as far as the battery. The battery pack is not working either. It's either a connection issue or the batteries that I bought don't work. I don't know. But if I plug in the bullhorn and I stick it into the car charger, so I think God didn't want me to get out of the car and get too bold. But if you're going to megaphone, keep driving. Thank you for the like. So when I left Peace Church, I left walking. So I'm watching them follow me out. And I'm showing them the book on the way out, and I have my hand up in the air praying, and then doing this thing, like, and then doing that. And then when I turned around, I went like this. When I left, to show I was peaceful, I went like this, just to know, like, no threat, bro. It's all good. Like, just to show them and demonstrate that I'm being peaceful. Thank you for the like. Wow, I'm feeling the love. So I need to be loving right now, not screaming, because we got that intense solar energy that we got to use to empower our strength, our testosterone, our consciousness. You can take the power of the sun and heal yourself. You could focus your energy and strength and do something positive, because I'm telling you what, I can't just keep drinking like this, man. and it's a waste of money. And my friend's like, no, man, you're broke. You're done, bro. Here's some eggs. No more Jack in the Box. I hate Jack in the Box. No more coffee, bro. You got problems. And she's nice. No coffee, no alcohol. What was the other thing? You know, sit my ass in front of the TV and watch a good movie. We're going to be doing a report soon on the news. We'll walk through it slowly. But as you can see, YouTube on the front page, you know what's going on. It's telling us right now they're about to attack Iran after Iran attacked Israel multiple times. And then, like, you know what's going to happen. One domino is going to lead another domino. Like, we've been prepped for this for a long-ass time, haven't we? You know what I mean? But we're not prepped for it. How could you be prepared? I'd like to see a positive outcome to this. It really is going to come down to your own community and your own block, really, and the people that are around you. And right now, there's somebody listening who's taking out the trash. He is invited to the channel to work out with me. I'm going to get to the police chief story next. I'm building. But let me continue some positives. There's the energy through me. I went to a coffee shop. And then I was being kind of flirty with the girl because I told you I'm getting a little bit more whoop whoop, but not too far. And I basically went around for a free refill. They charged for the free refill. And I said, can I get a free refill if I give you my YouTube channel? Like, no answer. Like, that's awkward. And then I just peel out. But one job I could not do is Starbucks. I could not do Starbucks. I could not do Starbucks if somebody made me work at Starbucks. I could not do Starbucks. I'm just letting you know. There's no way. I don't know how some people do Starbucks as a staff member. The intensity is real. I mean, I can't handle those drinks. The drinks are just all over the place. I would be way too stressed out. So at the coffee shop, I'm talking to the guy, and I said to the guy, not the woman, so she heard me, that a lot of the women there are beautiful. But I haven't been able to get them to go to my channel yet. And then she popped her head out. I'm like, oh, it's her. Young white girl who wanted my channel. Maybe she felt confident standing with the guy, but it was basically, what if they were boyfriend and girlfriend? Well, basically, I'll hang out with both of you. I won't touch your girlfriend. I'll hang out with you and your... See? Solar flares. Solar flares and men going mad. Right there. Solar flares. Loco. Anyway. So when I went to the final church, here we go now. I'm driving, and by the way, I leave that church that judged me, and I'm sinner, 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 you know, as I'm going through the megaphone, right? As I'm going through the megaphone, oh God, oh, China, 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 oh God, it's Donald Trump, China, China, Russia, China. Literally, I was, I don't know if I should tell you that one. Oh, fuck it. You wouldn't judge me, would you? Fuck. You know, some people do some crazy shit when they're drunk, right? Right. Well, you know, I'm a cowboy, right? Imagine you're just, you know, mind your own business, 11 o'clock at night, you know, you're in bed, you're like about to drift off. All of a sudden you start hearing somebody screaming outside your house who had 3 16-ounce IPAs from Voodoo Lounge. China, Russia, solar flares. I have returned to the earth. I am back, you know, like, whoa. And then, you know, here comes this guy in a sports car driving like a bat out of hell, right? Just erupts out of me. I just scream like some sort of a monster. You are nothing. And they're like, oh my God, who is that? Satan, you will be defeated. I am back. I am Jesus. Okay, that's it. Keep moving, bro. So that was a fun 5 minutes. Hey, some people break windows. Some people get in fights. Some people have one-night stands. And then some people go China, Russia, solar flares. Now, how many people do you think go China, Russia, solar flares on Earth? I'm probably going one. That's deep, bro. China, Russia, solar flares. Get the t-shirt now. Now my ideas for t-shirt creations are now like through the roof. Whoop whoop, West Side. All the different slogans. I don't know why I haven't done this. Like there's Oh, come back. Come back here one day. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here. They asked me for the channel. This is it, man. This is it. We're building up to something. We're building up to something. You have comfortable eye contact with Latinos, and like, give me your channel, and then I have to get the business cards. Wow, that was good. That was good. See, when my energy is kind and helpful, like I went in and I was in the McDonald's, and a black man came in and hear what I was saying about the women and whatnot, and he came in and what I said hurt him, and he was playing the same thing, and he said a video, he was hearing my pain, and he played a video saying you can't be kind. You can't be kind. You can't be kind. Well, I believe we need to be kind, but there's a deeper message to that. You know what I mean? By being too kind and by being nice and offering fellatio, I'm being metaphoric. You can really put yourself out there to be harmed. Like I said, the woman came out of the other Starbucks and he was white and she screamed at me to be quiet or something. I need to learn Latina culture, Spanish. I need to learn to respect these people. And whatever issues I've got, I got to work it out. I've got to learn the history. I've got to understand the history of Mexico. If I ever want to go down there, I want to know if there's a spiritual side to organized crime in Mexico. I want to know if there's any good guys that are fighting the cartels. I want to know if I can defeat the cartel with the powers of my mind. Like, I think these thoughts, man. How can I be Superman? Confess my sins or confess my goals? I'm here to be an angel. That's not biblical, what I'm saying. It's not in the Bible, I don't think, to be saying the things that I'm saying. You know, that I am an angel or becoming an angel. Like, so basically, I went to the church, the new church, and this church looked more like a compound, like a military base than actual church. Massive, just exploding with money, no one not white. Which, it's fine. You can have an all white, but it makes you wonder, is there a reason why that is? Is there a reason why it doesn't work out? Because you go to the other church, they're deliberately multicultural, ethnic, but very actually racist. Then you go to the other church, it's all white and they're open to me. Wait a minute, I'm confused. Because if it's open, you're super spiritual, where are the Latinas or Latinos or blacks? I'm really not understanding the situation. I need to be guided. I need you to make a suggestion. And they don't, you know? And I talked about the books for a few minutes at the beginning. Then an old man opened up the door to eavesdrop. They like that stuff. And then, you know, I keep asking for permission. Is it okay for me to speak to you? Is it okay to talk about these things? And, you know, be submissive to them and all that, because that's how they want it. And so they took me to the other church room and they sat me down. It was a sermon. And then I listened to the sermon and it was talking about angels. And that was what I needed to hear. And then I started to film. And then I have his books. I have the books of the pastor who's speaking. And he asked me to stop filming because he was not comfortable. I had to go through like a process to film. And what he was saying was important. I can consider showing you what he never said. Don't upload what you took so far. So he never said I couldn't upload, but I was getting deep. I don't even remember what he was saying, but he came around basically. I don't think he shook my hand. He was like, "Who are you? Who are you again?" He came in. He didn't come. I don't know what his intentions were, but he stopped his sermon. Okay, and I got up and introduced myself to all 20 and told them the end of the world's here, China, Russia, invasion, solar flares, with a little bit of nervousness, holding up the book. Try to stay away from being a victim. Don't tell the whole life story. Stick to what I need to work on is self-life coaching with becoming a better speaker. Like literally watching videos on talk therapy, making shorts, getting down the message to 30 seconds or less. Slow it down. Slow it down. So I talk at a rate that like freaks people out. The magnetism starts. They were about to sit down. They're like, well, this guy's tapping into some strange energy. But I declared to that pastor that I am an angel. Or I'm becoming one. It is what it is. And I know that's, not in line with your book, but yeah. And so I sat down and let him continue. And so then I left. Now, this individual had free books. This pastor, his teacher, he had free books. I have the books. He is a nationally syndicated radio show. So I'm going to go through these books. But their main thing was Israel's being attacked only. That's what they were saying on the way in. So that's their only focus. There's not going to be any Afghan lives mattering there. So where do one want to take that if I know that's how that is? So I got to keep it shut, keep the trap shut. Well, looking like this is probably no bueno. Shorts and all. You want to go in with a suit and tie, with a watch, with a haircut, without a hat, looking like $1 million, looking like $1 million, looking like you are the dude of dudes. That guy may have been threatened by me. The main pastor, who looks like a little boy from the other church, who I think touched a little girl, he looked down at the ground when he see me. They know me then. That means they've been to the channel. Local church leaders, ouch, snap. So what I really need to do is get like additional housing and whatnot. You know what I mean? So I can like bop around town. Be here, be there, be here, be there, be here. Vandwell, go over here. Have all types of places all over the country to stay. That's an ideal situation. Just travel and report. And travel and report at Starbucks. This is a spiritual spot where I'm to bring in the angels. Calling in the masters of the inner planes and Jesus Christ, baby. As long as I don't act threatening to these people. And I let these people have their space. I don't berate people. Like, they let me do whatever I wanted, man. And I flipped out and megaphoned and screamed out, if you're sitting, your house will blow up. Well, shut up, bro. You want to eat your cake and eat it too? Relax, man. Stop. Don't make it fun of the cops. One time I literally ran to the police station. I'm like, repent. I don't know, too many roids that day. But I'll tell you what, when the sword flare pops off, shit goes crazy. And Billy Jack Haynes in February 2024 whacked his wife. But it might have been a mercy killing. And if you want to watch me talk about that, meeting Billy Jack through my friend in Portland, you can go to 2025 Countdown. Okay? This is my book, Solar Wars 2025. For those of you that are just now joining us, you can find my book on Amazon. I'm not e-begging. This is a product. That I think is going to be one of your most valuable books. Now, Amazon doesn't do the best printing. And so I would like to cultivate, maybe another publishing company or a zine and something of higher quality. I was messaged by an ex, and my message to her was, my feelings are hurt that you dated a soldier. And I think that women should care more about like men murdering men. And their not willingness to even talk about genocide, torture, the military is pretty scary. So I will have nothing to do with a woman who thinks what the military has done is awesome. Especially when it's dangerous for me. And I told her I fear her. And why I thought she was a hybrid, because she's got the look. And anybody that would go from me to a military man is going to be profiled as a person that's out for us, good men. That's all. It's nothing. And then the other thing that I said was, I believe that when you get it on with bad men, that your beauty leaves you. And it is disrespectful for women to come back to me when they're 40, 45, 40, or other women after they spent their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, with the bad juju juice. Make sense? I mean, they really don't know I'm psychic, because they're not psychic. So I see them coming, shaking that ass, shaking that ass, shaking that ass. For a woman to remain beautiful in her older years, she is to be celibate or only make love to good men. When you look at old hookers and old porno stars, what do they look like? Especially when they're from Portland. And often, what's their name? Donna. My old friend in Portland liked the Donna, I think, too much, eh? So did my grandpa. Hence the death of the farm. Yeah, baby. So I grab his books and I'm looking at him do the talk, and I'm realizing that after he goes up to his talk that he's now avoiding any eye contact with me. And he's doing the eye contact with his people, but he's making sure to not look at me. And by the way, this place or facility has multiple events, so I wouldn't be limited to having to only go to his church, but I can maybe listen to somebody else. So then I walk outside and the police chief is there. And then I tell him, well, I apologize to him for something that happened. And then I tell him that I want to talk to him one day because the world seems to be ending. And I feel like very concerned about this because I lost my Second Amendment. And I see what's happening in the news. And I'm really being broken by it. It really hurts what's happening. And I'm drinking over it. And the coffee is hurting me. So I extended my hand in friendship to this man and said, the time is near. The time is near. And he agreed with me. I showed him my books. He agreed that we have to get ready for what's coming. And it was a very spiritual thing what happened there. And so God has shown me this is the time with the eclipse, with the solar flares, and the people driving crazy and shit. And, the news is really scary. They're going to attack Iran soon. And then all throughout America with this. I don't understand why Donald Trump people can't wake up. Everything is just so convenient. Oh, assassination attempt, my ass, man. This is a movie. This is not real. If anything, they can. I have a camera in case I have to deal with an incident or situation. This is my vape. This is a RFID holder. It protects cards because cards can be read. This is a card that a man gave me that I interviewed the other day. And I still have an interview with a white woman who's intelligent. And I gave them this channel. I gave them the actual channel. I'm being less afraid of telling people who I am. You're like, what's your name? Sometimes I'm like, well, I'm Eric. And sometimes I'm like, well, I'm this. I have to get to know you first to trust you. Just you have to get to know me. But see, me begging people on the internet to be my buddies and talking to all you people, New York, LA, it doesn't work for me anymore. I need to talk to people here about what's happening. I need to talk to people here about what's happening. I feel like it's okay for me to say that someone's bonita at this point because of what's going on, even if they have a husband, as long as I don't hit on them. So she listened to me just now. or she sat in her car and just felt my energy, or just sat in her car and did air conditioning. But when I came here and I wrote a little letter, I said, I apologize, Miss last name. And I wrote Bonita because she's Hispanic. Wasn't hitting on her, and I don't look at her, and I don't lust for her. And I don't jerk it to her. Sorry for the language. But I would just be nice to her. That's it. And maybe some women need some niceness right now. I'm horrified. I just need you to know something. I think what we need to work on right now is yes, I am to go home. I am to go home, and you are instructed to await my upload at alexansary.substack.com. You are instructed, especially you MGTOW folks. You really want to get closer on the edge of your seat on this one. I'm going to be showing you a feature presentation of American Horror Story. We're going to bootleg that bitch, that video, not a woman. We're going to bootleg. We're going to copy it. We're going to upload it. We're going to bootleg American Horror Story, and we're going to show you the episode in which they go after the men, the cult, the anti-man cult. And there's a doctrine. It's the Scum Manifesto, and they go after couples, and they go after the woman for being with the man. And I thought there was a lot of you can have a view that's conspiracy theory, like they put it in the movie on purpose to brainwash us or to warn us, or it could just be someone being creative. It happens to mirror what's happening because they're creative. Not everything is a conspiracy theory, but it does seem like Netflix and Amazon often are playing up the conspiracy, the manipulation, right? And a lot of you agree with how they manipulate relationships. We talked about that. Nearly all of you agree. And I'm getting to the point where I'm finding black people that agree and black women that agree that they don't like what the media is doing at influencing their boys to go after other women, whether it be violently or sexually. Like, we need our own people, and I need my own people. And I think that sometimes on a sexual level, mixed race, I'll just say it, an orgy with a bunch of mixed race women is the hottest thing I can possibly think of. I'm sorry if that sounds offensive to you, but me and like 10 Latinas, like, wow. Or others, oh yeah. It's the perception that my specific DNA code with their specific DNA code thus makes something amazing. It's something that is something that I'm aware of and my mother's aware of, down to the bloodline being called the Basque bloodline. That a unity between me and the Basque bloodline would create something amazing. One person stopped watching. Because actually talking about something outside the white supremacy complex is kryptonite. How many of you are going to stop watching now because I watched you hold your focus? And that's what's really, we're going to talk more about that. We're going to talk more about those moments in which I hold the focus and you are all on the edge of your seat, and you're all on the edge of your seat. And I'm watching the 5 viewers. And the moment I bring up that issue is the moment, right? Oh, someone's back. You just never know. And then finally, AI is messing with us. So my likes can go to 0. I can have 0 likes on a heavy bag. And because I don't really have people that are big into emails and comments, I will never really know what's inside your mind. Are you really repelled by the heavy bag videos? Or is that me just going too far on solar flares and just hallucinating that you're against me punching the bag? But I think I'm right about a few things. That I, as a short brown male, am dynamite. And when I'm hitting that bag, I look threatening. And I am dangerous. But I might as well be dangerous to evil. I will not be abusive to my friends. But I do need to scream and shout sometimes. And so there's a time and a place. The next step would be to email that police chief. I need to get serious help now as far as meditation and talk therapy so that I can be calm. I think I'm doing it now. But whatever way I'm talking, it literally is just an energy, bro. I think I could be super calm and just have a magnetic field go on that just wow, 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 wow. I gotta plug in. All right. like I said, I've seen a lot of spiritual black people lately. God's showing me it, so I steer away from the dark side. You can feel it, but verbally we're not saying much. But if I come at a peaceful level, we can get it going. And I did ask out a woman who was half black, half white. But see, by giving them my channel, I'm not gonna, and I don't know if I give them the channel that if I'm disqualifying myself from, you know what. Tomorrow I get an STD test because I haven't been active for many years, just to make sure that subject F didn't, contaminate me. And again, someone tried to, invite me over to hang out or to talk. And it's like, you dated a soldier that killed my people. So I'm sorry. And if you're going to keep being with bad men, your beauty will be gone real soon. To keep your young beauty, you get with a good man and you keep that beauty. Otherwise, it's all gone in a matter of years. And not everybody knows that. Women should be told that in advance, how to keep your beauty and your safety and your freedom, because we're about to lose our freedom when the EMP comes. Everybody deserves to be warned that our government's ruled by Satan. Everybody deserves to be loved and be told that good men are the awesomest men on the earth. The planet that I'm building with God, oh boy, nice guys are finishing first on our planet. I also think about recreating the mental health system, and can I get an amen? Prisons and just therapy. We can even talk about hospitals, prisons, schools, everything, bro, off grid. Just improve and reform. A lot of people on welfare, they don't want to reform anything because they're being provided for. There's a guy in Portland who was attacking me. He wouldn't even read the article that I wrote about reforming society. He just goes, I'm just an anarchist. All he does is just blame Arabs for everything as an anarchist. That's very Portland anarchist, though. They're very anti. They pretend to be against racism, but all they do is just marginalize people that have been bombed back to the Stone Age, showing that they're actually quite status. Portlanders are some of the worst people you'll ever meet. Those that haven't repented of the evil ways of Portland, those that don't create content, those that sell their ass, those that chase that ass. So anytime you deal with a Portlander who's not like me, who's just like an average Portlander, run, man. Don't have anything to do with them until you interview them and see if they have values. If they have an attitude problem with you asking them if they have values, hang up on them and never return their emails. Okay, so 3 different Portland women I told off in the last 24 hours. I don't shoot people. I tell them off. Yeah, I'm the ex that comes for you in the end days and says, you know what? Fuck you. That's it. Other guys are like, bam, bam, bam. Get in the car, woman. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Hey, you know what? You're going to enjoy Planet Pop-Tart with the boys from downtown. Okay, yeah, so what? Okay, karma's real. So what? Planet Pop-Tart's coming for you. You know what? There will be no potato. Whatever, bro. Oh, you think I have no power? We'll see. It's not direct threats, but I am a man of magic, and you broke my heart, subject F. And you're with a giant now. We can't fight. You made me feel weak. I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not actually doing any rituals, so I'm talking shit. Okay, one person stopped watching. Well, it's too spicy. Get out of the kitchen. I'm a habanero pepper man. A lot of you people, you get too sensitive when you start hearing someone talk about magic, and yet you literally are being provided for Satan in some cases, weapons of mass destruction. Like your society is like vicious as hell. So when you're judging me and you're turning your nose up at me, I think you need to be looking at the slave masters and the KKK. I think you're barking up the wrong tree. I think you need to understand that I'm your bodybuilder life coach, and you will do what I say if you want to get out of prison. Hell that we're in. You will do what I say, and you will get that stupid look off your face. The good men and women are going to rule the earth, and the bad men and women are going to be, it's going to be bad, and you need to be warned. You need to be warned about what's coming. Listen, there's going to be a bunch of bad rich people think you can escape, go off grid, and continue your racist ways. That's fine. They'll let you have your babies for 20 years. Then they'll send in the aliens from Planet Pop-Tart. The year will be 2045, the Dajjal Antichrist. So order your OnlyFans asses back in the city. Otherwise, you'll be droned, striked. The year is 2046. You are now being ordered into Babylon in the 10 mega cities. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the very real potential for people that are still sinning. They'll think they're surviving the war that's coming, and they'll have children, but their children will then be taken by the traffickers that invade America in 20 or 30 years because the whole country is going down. They set up all these porno sites to drive us mad. Stand by. No, in fact, we're just going to wrap up the show. Where could I go? What do I need to do? I will check my email if you're local and you want me to take you downtown for dinner. Although I might have to borrow $5 or $10. McDonald's, good for you? McDouble meal? Yeah? Drink? Coca-Cola? Sit there and pretend I'm Carl Simonton, tell you the future, pretending you're my mother. I'll just talk to you for hours and hours and hours over soda. Oh, yes, they're telling me this. They're telling me that. They're telling me this. They're telling me that. But you know what I mean? No one's telling me nothing, man. It's me, bro. It's me. And by the way, Trump, please, if you're going to rip off my material, pay me, man. Pay me. You just can't keep stealing my stuff. All right? It's just not fair. You need to reimburse me for all the surveillance you've done on my phone and all your ideas and everything about China. You stole from me, man. No bueno. So God and I will create the planet Pop-Tart. We'll create the new reformed hell where people get better, not worse, unlike the earth hells. We'll create it all. And me and Subject X will recolonize new future civilizations as we go in my spacecraft and leave while there's time. While there's time. The energy is telling me to keep streaming. I have a COVID mask. You want to see it? I look real hot in a COVID mask. I look really good. I look really good in a COVID mask. I look really good. Really hot, sexy. This is good. This is good. This is a good table. You see, we can have false perceptions. Let's get back to the churchy talk. We could have the waswas. We could have the false perceptions. But see what's really going on with this shit. Huh? What's going on with this? We're being put under mind control as they want to keep grabbing us. And you think this is over? What if they try to force a situation? That's scary. When they have people like totally convinced that everybody has to wear a mask and people should go to jail if they don't wear a mask. Like, this is getting out of control. I don't think that we're all going to die from the jabs, but there could be like I think conspiracy theories have gone off the deep end sometimes. And people sometimes rush to blaming the vaccine for demon shit when like that stuff's been around for a while. You know, I'm not saying it's not the case. I'm saying that the super extremist anti-vax direction has a lot of cuckoo-ness with it and a lot of fake theories that make no sense. And I'm telling you, got to watch my words here. YouTube will shut me off. The conspiracy theories from Ike and others were so off the deep end, out of normal territory into bizarre territory, i.e. 5G causes coronavirus. What? You know what I'm saying? And then spreading stuff that's wacky tobacco, kind of like, beam rays took down the towers. You know what I mean? Going for the fringe instead of the tangible meat and potatoes. And that right there is why I made the mistake that I made. I listened to, because I was hurt by conspiracy content, and I cared about my friend in Portland. And somehow by talking to him in letters, my friend in Portland, I felt that maybe he needed me to be, not, he didn't need me nothing. I just felt like being compassionate to the elderly and not being so gun-ho. Not being so, gun-ho conspiracy, but being compassionate, because the reality is there is a virus and it's demonic. Now, let me hold your consciousness. Don't stop watching. There is a real virus out there, but it's a spiritual virus. And that's what Sufi Realities talks about, that basically what the protection people need is a spiritual protection. It's not necessarily a mask. And the people wearing the mask, they are actually avoiding spirituality in some cases. And there is a kink factor to the woman wearing the mask being a prostitute, if you did not know that. There are like preteens that are sexualized with COVID masks on that are Latina on YouTube. with trillions of millions of views. That's pedo as fuck. And I see that. I know what it's doing. I know what its intention is. And I know that that's not godly. What they're doing at that age and doing those dances is not of God. And so, unfortunately, we have a society that's acting like, oh, no, you can do anything you want. No, 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 no. This is a planet that has thousands of years of trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. And people act like, oh, no, we've got cell phones now. We can do OnlyFans. No, you don't want to lead men in those directions. It's not healthy. What's going on? Stop saying that. And so we have a bunch of like bad souls that found their way into human forms. They're acting like they can do anything on this earth. That's what a demon is. All right. We have a bunch of demonic souls that are holding on to human form, that hate the light, that love politics, that love Biden and Trump. Biden and Trump sitting together. Fucking. I'm not here to berate the people that walk by, but calmly truth them. The woman that walked by was about 350 pounds with booty shorts. Real sexy. Pink booty shorts. 369, 370. She paused to a big drink and like, oh yeah, baby. Yeah. Whoa. I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. I see you, baby. She got the booty short memo. Booty short memo for the eyelash mafia. You know, at that market the other day, yesterday, ooh, dang, she was smoking. Latina, she's, oh God, I'd rock her world. I'd give her 4 babies. Just one shot. No, that was rocking, and she felt it. She felt the power. She heard what I was saying. So when you don't lust for them, you can adjust. I'm speculating out the wazoo. So don't. This is not official dating advice. I wish it was this way. You can become slight bad boy for just being like authoritarian and telling this is how it is. Come with me if you want to live. We're gonna do this shit, and that's the style I'm moving into. I'm in charge. When things break down, and they will, I will command your police chief. You are to deputize me. That's right. You are to, in the end times, make me a cop. How do you like that? As I told that cop, you know, I made mistakes when I was young, didn't tell my full life story, but told him about the no Second Amendment, my problems, and I'm drinking, and I try not to, but I was trying to reach him in 3 minutes, and they were walking me out. It was more like they're there to walk me out because that's their job, they said, to do that stuff. But I really was like not convinced. I was thinking that they were there just for me. They kept saying that they worked there, and I just didn't believe them. I was still like, what? Are you shitting me? You literally just stand around here with guns, a bunch of you, at a church? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? That church is just hemorrhaging money. So if I was to get in with these folks, right? But see, did I bring them to the channel? No. If those folks stick with the book. Stick with the book. Not come over here to the channel where I'm screaming a bunch of stuff and having beers and whatnot, rocking out and talking about, you know, no. Now, none of them really show much receptiveness when I talk about the websites. It doesn't mean necessarily that they're guilty of something, but they do have an allergy to that. Here goes another pretty Latina, bonita. Do you feel that, lady? So I told him that I will be contacting him in the future, and I can send him the documentary that I made. I could really just get some cheap books, get some books. But it looks like my video was blocked from last night. I actually did a show here with music, rocking out. And I'm just thinking, you know what? Why don't we just turn this parking lot into a fight club? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bounce from location to location, have multiple cameras, different human trafficking prevention scenarios where we have role playing and we beat up people that take women. We show how it's done. And then I get on YouTube and start doing a deep study how to hurt a rapist real quick. Not like, like permanent damage or anything, but like do some like wicked shit to teach them a lesson. But you're going to go to jail if you take the law into your own hands right now. And that's why I talk to the cops, say, I'm going to be your chief when it ends. I'm in charge. And you can meet me here or the park for the end days. You're not invited. Because I know I made a vow from what I learned from my lifetime to stay away from certain folks that have no love, to know where the love is and who has the love through trial and error. And we've had years and years to see who has the love for me and then who has used me in the bedroom and thrown me away. That's not okay. So people can go ahead and email me and say, oh, I want back in your life. No. You're going to end up on Planet Pop-Tart for what y'all did to me. The hand of protection shall be removed, actually. Yeah, that's not okay what you did, being with people that kill my people. I'm going to... Now, my flashlight with this tip for it. Perfectly legal, totally dangerous. Right here. Very destructive. But you gotta be ready. When the cars roll in, you think they're coming swinging, and you gotta understand when they're coming for you. When they're coming for you during the solar flares, their punches are going to be harder. Okay, so understand that you need to know self-defense. So when the solar flares are rocking, we're stronger. Okay, so you have to be aware if they come for you. All right. But I know now that people are more afraid of the man that wants to stop the wars than the actual threat. So living in a world of demons that are afraid of the guy trying to do the good thing, that's a nightmare, man. They're against the guy who's trying to stop it. That is an attack on my soul. And I just have to take deep breaths. I don't know where that's happening. Like she was about to get out of her car and get coffee, and she's like, oh, hell no, bro. He's talking self-defense. I'm scared. It's okay, bro. Don't scream. So I have to own that shit. I have an energy going on that's going to frighten away 99.9% of white people. And they don't seem to own that. Now, we need to talk also. There was a channel that I noticed using a voice changer who's promoting misandry. And misandry is the conscious hate men. All right? And basically, this is the thing that you know about these women that hate men. They hate some men more than others, but don't admit it. And like to see them bomb back to the Stone Age. They don't ever believe that Afghan lives matter. And they don't ever get into anti-war activism. You know what I mean? Like feminists. They don't at all. If you know of any, I think that's awesome. Now, I don't know why exactly genetically super pretty, super perceivingly hot blonde women have zero empathy for my heritage, but it's real. And so it doesn't have to be Nazi, but it's a failure of the school system. They destroyed their minds the day they were born by creating a worship of men that kill my people. And that's what it is. What isn't always necessarily racism, it's military worship. It's big black cock worship, all 9 yards. All right. Does that make sense? It's not racism to them. It's realizing that there's no empathy back. And so you need to accurately profile. Just picture yourself as a white person. You're at a nightclub. There's a bunch of brothers. There's solar flares. Okay. And shit's hitting the fan. Okay. And you're a hot white chick. And all of a sudden they're blaming you for some shit, screaming at you. Shit can go down real quick. And I thought that I had a vision of like a city of black thugs that just went on and on and on, where white women are raped to death and shit and televised, like the future dystopian, like, New Jack City hells. Don't stop watching. You 9 people, you stay. Hey, 9 of us right now, you are all commanded to stop unsubbing. Take a deep breath. And breathe out that prana, baby. I'm Ralph Smart. I'm kidding, bro. I will never do that to you. I will never hurt you like that. I will never, ever try to take you down a Ralph Smart, teal swan direction. I will never give you disinformation. Only in the teachings of the true Jesus to help you survive what's in the news. I've got all the information you need on surviving what's in the news. And I'll keep coming back here, telling you how to survive what's in the news. Keep coming back here, explaining this. But I don't trust these church leaders because they treat me with disrespect. They aren't being authentic and teaching these young women history of the earth, respecting each other. But one day the truth will come out once the phones go down. Once the phones go down. So that's my message for those 2 preteen blondes. Not looking them in the eyes, not looking at them, not even going there with that 11-year-old, but being a dad. And there's going to be more of this. And no one's going to say, you don't ever talk to children about morality. Who the hell do you think you are? This YouTube is sending kids in a bad, bad direction. They put cell phones into the hands of all these kids now. And so these kids are going these bad directions. What kind of human beings would even think for a second that I should not be a dad? That I should not be helping? That I should not be educating? And that sense of something coming at you and looking around, it's the non-physical. It's the it's the demons. And you can be aware of demons and shit and not be actually crazy or dangerous, but be spiritual without a gun. You know what I'm saying? You could be really tapped in to what's going on with demons and have no gun, man, just by doing what you need to do. Yea, through I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. There's a festive energy in the air. It's the solar flares. Some are fighting, some are loving, but my heart fell open. And again, I am seeing spiritual black people walking in front of me, around me, and talking to the black man last night and just feeling called to, everywhere I go, walk with my books. Everywhere I go, walk with my... Now, I set a timeline that I'm going to be, trying to author something around July 2025, maybe a 1,000-page holy book to complement the Bible and Quran, but just remind people this is what your books won't talk about, what I will, because I'm back. And so people need to know the EMP is coming. Get food and water. We've got maybe 5 years max. China and Russia, China and Russia, China and Russia, China and Russia. Every couple deserves me to peacefully warn them as they walk in without attacking them. There they go. They heard everything I said. So watch the videos, become a master speaker, become a master teacher, teach in 5 minutes. It's like they're sitting at a bus stop. Hi, what's your name? I need to tell you what's going on. What? Listen, lady. And I have a way of just breaking down the cliff notes into just straight street language. And then we look at my book. This book has a lot of street language in it. Okay? Human trends from styles, fads, and fashions, this is random, are the most exciting, less nerve-wracking part of the research on the solar effects on humanity. This is an area where we can reflect on our lives and where we were in certain parts of the cycle. When I look at specific rises in new human activities and interests, I see a connection with the rise of the solar cycle or peak moments of geomagnetic activity. For example, the discotheque age, as well as other music fads, seems to concentrate around peaks in solar activity. The world of entertainment is affected at every level, and it's reflected by an increase in violent TV programming. WE, formerly known as the WWF, reached its own golden years of popularity from 1989 to 1992. That's all solar peak. Okay? I believe reactionary times goes up as well as testosterone. So that's why I'm talking about these punches and blows. People are going to be throwing harder strikes. They're going to be more emotional when there's a solar flare. And they're also going to be driving more radically, getting more in crashes, more drinking, more rape. But on a spiritual side, one's brain could be really activated. The magnetite gets really charged and stuff. This is probably because we see increased interest in bodybuilding and martial arts interest during the most active part of the cycle. And I prove that to you by taking off my shirt when I had confidence issues regarding that. And then I'm actually surprised, at how large some of my muscles got. My arms, the flexing I've done, like my arms were never this big when I was in my 20s, for those that don't know. It's only now that at 44, my arms are way bigger than at 24, twice the size. Defeating typical theories about being young, being the only thing. What I'm saying is, if you take care of your body and you don't trash your body with certain things, you can be an older person who's still fit, an older woman who's still sexy, basically. Human sexuality and baby booms, or cycles of births around certain times, are aligned with the sun, as solar minimums are associated with less fertility in society, as the cosmic rays trigger an increase in miscarriages. Here's a simple way to think about how the solar sexual connection may work. Increased energy in the body can lead to an increased libido, as desire, just as solar activity, can magnify negative or positive emotional states. I want to go to subject X and just offer her my book as a present. I wonder if that would be against the law or the line. And they got a jail over there, you know what I mean? So they're the cops. Listen, let's get back to the topic. I'm telling you, I don't expect you guys to keep watching. It's a long show. You can leave. You are leave. Let me just take a deep breath. You can leave if you want. Go ahead. I'm gonna unlock the door, but I'm gonna lock it again. All right, I'm locking the door. Go ahead. All right, I'm locking the door in 5 seconds. All right, we're gonna shut the door. So I told the police chief I want to help, and that I know that I'm all over the place, and that I want to help you build a crime news website. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the growth. I need to know if things are going up. I need data. I need information. And so I was doing my best, to give him the sound bites, but you can't just keep going and going and going. And when people are working, they got to do their job. What I'm noticing from some of these people is the poker face. Not the Lady Gaga poker face, but the poker face, not revealing their true interests or mood. And I need to also, have the ability to have a poker face. Not be emotional. When I'm trying to pitch an idea on something, I can't handle, they can't handle hearing about the topic of this book and then hearing about the bullshit I went through writing the book. That's too much. Trying to, as my friend associate tries to warn me, get people to be moral and stuff, and going on and on about this, that, and the other, sometimes makes people resent one, and they can get aggressive, right? But, it's amazing that people really obsess on the whole Back the Blue thing. It's more like a worship thing, as opposed to community policing where you're a part of it. So they have certain events like national nights out, other things, and other events where people meet cops. I've never gone to those things, and I never trusted cops. But now that the mafia is here, the Venezuela, and which is going to increase racism, unfortunately, to Latinos, my predictions are manifesting. They're here and they're going to snatch and grab. So I can predict what's in the news before it happens. We talk about it here. And I tell you that these people don't want me fighting this evil. They need to understand that these people in town doing this is no bueno. And this is, they could be doing this for China and Russia if they were let out of the prisons, literally. Oh my God. There are other dystopian. What if there was a version of that here where they let people out of prison in America and they create like a black only city where they rape white people? Wouldn't that be fucked up shit? Oh God. And you can also have like an ethno state version too. Saw another article in the news today. I'm trying to look more local news. I'm at the market. A lot of guns from America end up in crime scenes in Mexico. Pretty fucked up. Lots from Arizona and other southern states. That's sick. So yeah, I wish that people could start being more critical about the future of the earth for the next 100 years. There was a massive sunspot in the months prior to the Roswell event in 1947. Nassim Harriman previously gave a lecture where he spoke about alleged Mayan artifacts showing a disc UFO coming out of the sun. Okay. There's a tall Latino nodded at me, smiled at me. So I'm noticing more spiritual, black, white, and Latino men nodding to me. Then there's the neutral ones. They're like the zombies. Then there are more aggressive ones. I'm not really noticing many threats. As far as like the ones that, like when I was at the mall, there was one Latino who was glaring at me, who looked like a demon. So I looked back at him and gave him my eyes. But I'm starting to notice subtly more people that seem more spiritual. But I will never think the Bluetooth thing's okay for us ever, or the phones. So I won't turn mine on because I know what it's doing to us. Like it's just me being on the screen all day. That's what I was trying to explain here. Me being on the computer for hours and hours and hours for 20 years and not having a real community when what's hitting the fan is very stressful. This constant looking at the screen affects the brain. Okay. And I enjoy those days in which I do not look at websites, naughty websites, for days and days and days. I'm just pure prana and Action Jackson. And that's the way it needs to be. And then some people that are spiritual, they may not be able to actually handle what you're saying or even want to hear what you're saying, or maybe they don't want to hear what you're saying. But they may sit around you or next to you in order to feel what you're saying. And that's why I'm here. Now, I don't know how many Wi-Fis are here. Let me go ahead and look. All I know is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so just like home, Wi-Fi. But it's really good to get out to Wi-Fi free areas. You know what I mean? And breathe and take your shoes off. The one known as Gypsy Fox looked pretty ecstatic the other day in his van life video. He was in the river saying that he was healing, saying that he was grounding. And when you're watching videos like that, spiritual videos like that, you can pick up on the energy. And I think that that's one thing that people did like from me in some of my nature videos in Colorado was showing the mountains and the backdrop. And what I'm trying to do more is do more of these videos where I can go anywhere and just show you the sky. You know what I mean? Like I am right now. And you can also take tips from me. I have the other channel that you know about, OTB TV 2.0. We did the video, how to treat your community through Nextdoor. We talked about DVD distribution. We talked about all the things that you can do to bypass shadow banning and help your immediate community during the end times or a shit in the fan scenario. But it ultimately is the same scenario that we're talking about over and over and over for the last 20 years. So they find me novel. The people that work here. One girl is cute that works here who has dyed hair, and I won't judge her if she wants to be nice to me, but I will not approach her. Because I just know how it is. And I know at the gym where I go, yeah, I want to give my channel to one particular person because I know she's looking for answers, but I know that's not going to be a good thing for me. I keep repeatedly being advised, no. Do not give out your personal information to places where you frequent because it's going to be bad for you and them. They're not going to like you. It's going to be weird, and it is. It is. I keep handing out my channel to older white men. The one young man, bodybuilder at the gym, and I said, you want to do a podcast? We'll do a podcast. It may take him time to come around. Then there's another individual. I don't think he's working now, but what I'd like to do is start having bros that aren't going to treat me just like a product that I talk to about things. Okay, we're down to 4 viewers, but we have been live for a long time. I'm doing this outside without air conditioning during an ongoing heat wave. I don't even know how hot it's in the 80s, but it's still very, very hot. Music. I'm going to show you something interesting, though. Let's watch a video. There's I never had a larger TV, but right now I'm somewhere where there's a larger TV. And my mental health is a lot better watching awesome content, cranking up that, rather than looking at a computer. It's a plasma TV. We got it really cheap for like $50 or $100. A plasma TV. It was made in, it was like very expensive when it was new. Definitely over $1,000, maybe $2,000. Made around 2002. So it has a certain energy to it, and it's attractive. Yes. You need to be subscribed to alexansary.substack.com. My mission, either today or later, is to show you the bootleg copy or film it of American Horror Story, the show in which they promote misandry, or they show misandry in action. They show an anti-man cult that came about out of a satanic cult that started out of a Trump cult. And so it isn't really jabbing necessarily at Trump people, but showing how this guy kind of created a murder cult out of the Trump phenomenon. But then he brought in leftists, he brought in this group, different people to just kill people. It was a murder cult, basically. So we're going to show that at the Substack page, and you can check that out. So this video that I found, synthwave. Here we go. It's very, because like if you look at bodybuilders today, they're grotesque. But you look at the 80s, when it was fresh, the ultimate retro workout. This shit is awesome. Once you start going down the direction of retro, oh yeah, that looks. And this is the era. It's cool to be a bodybuilder. Super fit, you can get laid by just being willing to work out on a level. They made it okay to be an athlete. And right now it's not okay to be me. And no, it's just not. So when I reach out to people, I never hear back from them. The other day also, I was walking, just the intensity last night while I was drinking, a dog went by and barked. Yeah, well, I barked back. Not typical. You bark, I bark. And everybody turns their head and goes, what was that? That was me. You just felt the power. You just met the one and only. Here, come back, I'll give you an autograph. Ready to pump up? You ready to dance? love that tiger claw with Bolo. I need real tiger claw training from a master. I'm literally like running up on that heavy bag and like attacking it at the gym. I'm literally jumping the heavy bag. I'm literally like screaming accusations at the heavy bag in the gym. Folks, I literally screamed. 9/11 was an inside job the other day and I punched the bag. I should have filmed it. Folks, I literally like looked at that big bodybuilder with his cute little white girlfriend, you know, doing bench for him. And I walked around like a wolf in a circle. 9/11 was an inside job. Do something. 9/11 was an inside job. Do something. It's that simple. You ain't could do nothing. Bam. License and registration. Literally, I'm driving down the street and a car was going to come in front of me. And I slow down and through the megaphone shout, license and registration. License and registration. I became a cop for 10 seconds and let him go with a warning. You will slow down now. This is how it was at Knowles Gym. This is what it looked like in Portland, Oregon at Knowles Gym in 1985 and 1986. When the first or second generation of anabolic steroids were going around and Portland wrestling was all the rage before Vince McMahon had his satanic corporation called the WE. The 1980s, a time in which it was okay to be an athletic male. A time that is no longer. Of course, they push athletic males, but they push extremism, steroids, sports. They don't push athletic ability. They don't promote women's self-defense. See how we end up with such a population today? Those women were hotter than life in the 1980s. No wonder men fell over heels thinking that they were goddesses, and they put them before God. Snap! Snap! See, when humans think they're gods, then they're not. See, I asked the pendulum if I'm a god, and it's like, well, you know what? I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to fight it. I know that we're not of the same species at times, that people don't have true empathy for me, because I am literally a supernatural entity that scares the shit out of people. It's a threat to me. I am a threat. I am abusive to demonic entities. I'm so sorry. And so I'm going to be seen as abusive if I have this mission to dethrone Satan. It's going to be a bad thing for me. Now, when I left the parking lot of the church, the first car I see, I'm seeing a lot of them here. They have 666 in their license plate. They have the 666 in their license plates. Lots of people, being that this is Satan's kingdom, and I was sent here from the heavens to identify. And the future of the earth for the next 100 years is blackness, darkness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you that. Now that guy that gave me the stare, the look, just now, he's a very large black.
Parano, kaas gemaakt om.
And he heard what I was saying, and he got in his car, and I'll just maintain eye contact, but not aggressive eye contact, because you don't know exactly if they're thugs. And then he just want to do a little quick to see if they're going to pull a gun and shoot nobody. But they're going to hear that stuff and hear the buzzwords. And sometimes some people will listen because they want to know the truth. Some people will listen because they're curious, because they can feel it, because they're driving. They can feel the solar flares. They know what's going on. Okay. Oh, there goes another pretty woman. He's a demon. It's just the unfortunate situation that we have here where they hate good men. but they need to know you need to come to the light. You can be converted to the angel realms. We just hit the 7-7. And with that, jackpot, baby.